Nasdaq, S&P will crash. They will crash so hard you will wish you have never held those stocks ever before. They will crash so hard. You should be very careful. Why they will crash? Because Powell, the CEO of the Federal Reserve and President of the Federal Reserve, will increase the interest rate, and the interest rates will skyrocket. And when interest rates are going up, you bet the stock market will go down. So what represents the stock market the best? Of course, you know it, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. Do not have this illusion. Tesla could still go up, Twitter is still going up, and the other technology companies, their stock exchange market is still going up. It is a deception, and you shouldn't be deceived. Be very careful. And you should also study the history of money, because the further you look into the past, the further you can see into the future. And by knowing the financial past, you can actually predict the future events, the events that aren't formed yet, and you can protect yourself from upcoming risks and crises. Be very careful and beware of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are great. They are great. They are great without a single thought and without a single flying doubt in my mind. But right now, the Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrency aren't being exactly Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They're moving like American stock market. When the stock market, when the Nasdaq, when the Dow Jones goes up, this cryptocurrency right now, this so-called cryptocurrency, because I think the US is dominating and they are supposed to be not pegged to any central bank of the world, and they should be independent, but they are not independent right now. The cryptocurrency isn't independent right now, and if the cryptocurrency cannot remember their independence in the near future, you bet you can see the bearish flag of the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin prices could go down exponentially, and your losses, if you are long at the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, can be exponential. Be very careful, and be very careful about the stock market. The last video I talked about gold and silver and the commodities. These items, these commodities, and you can also count wheat, nickel, palladium, platinum in that subject either. You can also be aware of their potential. Be aware of their potential. It's very important because they can make you have huge profits. And why I'm saying this? Because the commodity market did not have the inflated effect yet, and there are trillions of dollars which Fed printed in the event of world pandemic, and the gold, silver, and other commodities are just beginning to see the effect. Plus, the Russia is invading another country. Yes, there are some news. The Russia is backing down. The Russia will deal with them. The Russia will have peace. But Putin has nothing to do about the inflation. And you can say that's ridiculous, but it's not, because the Powell and the Fed made the inflation this high. And why I'm saying this? Because you can print lots of money, trillions of dollars, perhaps 10 times the previous budget, and you can hope there will not be any kind of inflation, but you will be wrong. There will be a major inflation. A major inflation. And Putin has nothing to do with it. Nothing. Putin will be blamed for the inflation. But the real reason the inflation is so high, and it will be even higher, is the central bank of the United States and other central banks, other ridiculous money trade politics that are happening in the world right now. Ridiculous money politics that are happening in the world right now. They are the one to blame for inflation. And the system will blame Putin, because why not? You can tell your people who can elect you for the presidency, for the prime minister position. You can convince them that Putin actually made this inflation this high, but this isn't real. This is not real. The money politics, unfortunately, made inflation go this high. Think about it. If they didn't print trillions of dollars and other currencies, the money wouldn't go to oblivion and money would not devalue. And this is what is happening right now. The money is devaluating. Your money on your pocket will lose its purchasing power every single day, and you better get rid of that money. Spend it, or buy some commodities that is not yet affected from this inflative bubble. And you know this as well as I do. We have our hopes and trusts. As human beings, we do have our genetics, we do have our legacy, we do have our forefathers, and we do have their legacy in ourselves. We do have their legacy in ourselves. The way we think, the way we perceive the world can look so different, but it's actually pretty much the same with little improvements, of course. It's not exactly the same, but with little improvements, it's pretty much the same. Think about it. And once you understand this subject, once you understand the human psychology and its effect on the economy, you can see better the future. You can predict the future. You can predict the future in a way that other people cannot predict the future. And you can have two kinds of views. And what are they? I bet you watched the movie Matrix, and at the movie Matrix, the main character, Neo, is making a choice. And what is that choice? He will either take the blue pill and live ignorantly and continue living ignorantly without knowing anything about the reality happening around him. And if he takes the red pill, he will be looking in a whole different view to life, to reality happening around him. And he takes the red pill and he sees the world for what it really is. He sees the pitfall, the rabbit hole for what it really is. And if you don't see the world, if you keep seeing the world that is presented to you in a way that is presented to you, you will always lose money. Don't lose it. You will always lose money if you believe what they are telling you. And in order to prevent yourself from losing money, you have to have a different point of view to the world. You have to take the red pill. If you have the blue pill your entire life, you will be living ignorantly. You will not know the truth. Truth is scaring you. The truth is scary, but the truth sets you free. Perhaps it doesn't make it any less painful, but you will be free. You will be a free human being. Take the red pill, have a financial look on the world for what it really is without being affected by your emotions. by your attachments. Leave that attachments. Leave that attachments behind you, and you will get to see the world for what it really is. You will have a good financial point of view, and you will not lose your money, and perhaps you will even earn money from these kind of crisis. I'll get to see you in the next video. Take care.